Hey, what's up? It's Comic 95, the Savior, and I kind of just want to speak my mind about something that I saw recently, and I'm not gonna lie, I guess I was a little bit triggered by it because I'll keep it real, I had to do it myself. It was a video that I watched on YouTube where it was criticizing a woman who had just known, and don't get me wrong, she's a little bit crazy, but I'm not trying to justify just being real with you. She did seem to have a little bit of an issue going on, but basically, they were criticizing this girl who had been dating this guy for, just met this dude for about a week, and they moved in together, lived together for 3 weeks, and she got kicked out and became homeless again. So, and when I say homeless, I don't mean she was literally out in the street. I don't know. I think she claimed she was living inside of her van with her cat or something. I think that's what was said. I don't know if she was being legitimate, if she was joking about that part. I'm assuming she was being real because she seemed really emotional. And the part that I had an issue with is that both the video that I saw on YouTube and the people in the comment section were being extremely judgmental. Oh yeah, she's crazy, whatever. And people talking about, somebody said inside the comment section that they got ghosted by this woman, and then she came back a year later and said the reason why was because he said that he thought it was crazy that people will, date each other and, move in together in a year or whatever. I think it's either a year or in less than a year. I think it was a year. And so, yeah, people are talking, well, signs of mental illness, blah, blah. And I totally understand where they're coming from, because to be honest, there is a little bit of truth to that. I can definitely admit, and people are saying, nobody falls in love fast and somebody needs a place to stay. And yeah, it's the truth. So I'm not against that idea of it, but the problem that I have is, why are we demonizing people for doing what they have to do to get a roof over their head? I can be real with myself and say that I've definitely dated people for the purpose of having a place to stay at because it was beneficial to myself. I don't see it as being any different than a guy choosing to sleep with somebody after only meeting them for the first time. Men will literally, not even know your last name and ask to have sex with you. They won't know your career or nothing, and they'll raw dog you. So people don't find anything wrong or weird about that. Forget about raw dogging, just using protection, period. It's the same difference, because let's keep it real. When you all are giving each other oral sex, you're exposing yourself to the same STDs you can get that a condom is supposed to be protecting you from, which defeats the whole fucking purpose of wearing a condom, I'd also add. You're just going to have oral sex anyway. And don't forget about kissing. The most common STD is herpes. Yeah. And you know how you get that? In most cases, it comes from kissing, saliva, tongue to tongue, mouth to mouth, things like that. So it's okay, we don't think there's anything wrong with that because that benefits men, right? But you moving in with a man, which technically does benefit him too, because basically it's a live-in sexual partner. You're crazy though for wanting that as the woman, because see, unlike the man, for most women, you don't want to just move in to get your pussy sucked on and shit. You want to move in because you want to get married to this man. You really like him. You're crazy about him. You want to be his girlfriend. You're trying to play wifey and shit. You get shamed for doing that. You're seen as a freeloader, you're bad, whatever. But these men are not shamed for meeting a girl, in less than 5 minutes of conversation, immediately wanting to fuck you. That's okay. Why is it normal? So it's okay to have sex with somebody, doing husband and wife, actions, husband and wife activities within a day, a week, a month. Because if you try to date these men for 3-6 months, these are the same men that'll make videos talking about how, oh yeah, you batshit crazy, I'm gonna date a girl for 6 months or 3 months without getting no poo-na-na. Okay, not giving up the poom-poom after a few months makes you crazy. But the idea of wanting to live together after a few months or even a year of dating... Oh, let me rephrase that. Yeah, not giving that up makes you crazy. But then also at the same time, it's okay for you to have sex early on, within 3 months, a week, whatever. That's acceptable. That's normal. Husband-wife activities. But even though you're willing to do husband-wife activities, you draw the line. You ain't gonna live with me though, bitch. You can suck my dick. You can fuck me. We can go on dates and shit, do stuff, court, etc. But we're not gonna live together. No. That's where we draw the line. We can't share living space. That's too much within a year. No. And this whole dating construct, and this is something that I completely agree with what Kevin Samuels had to say. This is not how it used to be back in the day. It did not. People did not date for years, have years long worth of engagements, etc. Women aren't even capable of having children for the amount of time that people expect for you to date them. Think about it. Imagine if every man that you ever date, you gave him 5 to 7 years of your life as a woman. You could only do this about 3 or 4 times before you're no longer even, fertile anymore. For most women. We're not talking about your mother or your grandma or your friend of a friend's cousin's brother's uncle's aunt's mother who just so happened to have had a baby at 40. Let's keep it real. Who wants to have one kid? And who wants to feel pressure? Oh my God, if this doesn't work, what am I going to do? IVF is unnatural and expensive. Freezing eggs is unnatural and expensive. Most people cannot and will not ever get to do any of these things. Let's stop with all of this crap. And when you have to have scientists and crap and doctors perform these surgeries and crap, doesn't that tell you that, maybe I'm waiting too long to have children? Maybe I should prioritize being a mother over my career. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. And that's as somebody who's in her late 20s, well, going into their late 20s. I'll be in my late 20s at the end of this month. And yeah, somebody that's going into their late 20s and that does not have children. So I'm not saying this because I already got mine and, you need to get yours. No, I'm saying to somebody that wants theirs. And I did always prioritize marriage. I always wanted to get married. But I wish I knew what I knew now back when I was even younger. I started getting into all this information when I was about 24. So right at the end of being in my early 20s. Really by the time I was already in my mid 20s, basically. So, yeah. Again, I get the concept because, I totally agree. Like, for me, I can admit that, it's trauma. And same thing goes with, hypersexuality. It's all trauma. And it's all a matter of dealing with, being abused and neglected and trying to fill a void that you have. I'm not saying that it's okay and normal to move in after a week, per se. But I'm just saying that the irony and that everybody is attacking this woman or attacking people in general that want to move in quickly in a relationship. Because it shows, you're poor, you're homeless, you don't have money, etc. But it's like, okay, but we don't question the guy that wants to fuck you after, you just went on, one date to McDonald's, you got you the 4-4 from Wendy's, etc. That's okay, that's normal. And sorry y'all, accidentally stopped it. Yeah, and something's wrong with you as a woman if for some crazy reason, you don't give it up to a man. Something's wrong with you. So, within a certain time frame, and a short time frame at that, so it's okay, if you're already gonna do everything that a husband and wife does, why can't you live together? If you're already fucking each other, you're going on dates, you're sharing secrets, telling each other about, yourselves, etc. You're supposed to be exclusive. I don't see what's wrong with living together. In fact, the only reason why you wouldn't want to live together is if you're trying to hide shit. Because why can't you live together? That means you dating other people, got a whole other life going on. Otherwise, you should be glad that your girlfriend wants to live with you. You get sex on demand, somebody to cook and clean for you, etc. Don't get into the women don't do that nowadays. Okay, and then do men provide nowadays? Or maybe women are doing it for you and you're a broke, ugly, dirty ass. But they'll do it for the right one. So, and vice versa. Same thing goes with men. For women, men do whatever. You date better men. Date men that have their crap together. Find a good guy that's looking for a serious relationship and they will do that stuff for you. So much to be said about that. I just have to get that off my chest because I'm like, why are we demonizing her for moving in quickly? Because it was quick. I'm not gonna lie about that. And I've done it before too, and I can admit, yes, it is quick. I'm not trying to pretend my duty don't stink. But at the same time, is it really that bad when even if you're not living together, you're still doing the same shit that a husband and wife does, and that's actually considered early on if you think about it? Why are you having sex with a guy that's not married to, that's not committed to you? Think about it. As a man, why are you spending so much money on a girl that's not married to you? Think about it. Why are you giving blowjobs to a man and he's not even willing to live together with you? Putting your mouth on his dick, where the hell he's sticking it when you're not around. So think about all of that stuff. None of that stuff is questioned. But living together and trying to, move up to the next step in your relationship, making it more of a committed relationship, whatever you want to call it, or more exclusive, so to speak, that's crazy, that's bad. But there's nothing wrong with casually sleeping with someone for the same period of time. So we can fuck each other after meeting for a week. Earlier than that, because see, most guys, if you're just meeting once a week, then it's whatever. But a guy, most men are not going to be okay with meeting you 5 or 7 days a week without sex being involved. But if you say, hey, can we live together? Whoa, you can suck my dick, but you can't live with me. Huh? So you want me to do wife-like stuff with you, but you won't do husband stuff with me. Like, me asking you to provide a roof over my head is too much. Me wanting to share, even if we're going to share bills, that's too much. No, we can't get that close too fast. And if you say, what happens when you break up? Every relationship, nobody said you got to let every girlfriend of yours move in. Nobody said that. And also question yourself, why do you have so many girlfriends to begin with? If you're constantly having girlfriend after girlfriend cycle through your home, move in and out, maybe you're doing something wrong in your relationships. Because I always hear that crap excuse. For example, the same thing, people have this fear of getting married. Divorce, she's going to get half, whatever. Why would your wife want to divorce you anyway? Ask yourself that. Because most women don't just divorce men for the fun of it. And most women don't get 50% of your shit either. What normally happens is you end up getting nothing or very minimal. And you normally get shit that both of you all used and invested in together. Not to mention, again, people don't think about the fact that for women, statistically, you go into poverty upon getting a divorce. You don't become rich. You only using examples of these celebrity couples, etc., that are multimillionaires and whatnot. Not to mention, as your wife, taking care of your children, you shouldn't want your children's lifestyle or your wife, lifestyle to decrease. Like, how would that be fair to you as a woman? So you marry a millionaire, and then after you all get a divorce, because then he can use that against you as blackmail. If you decide to divorce me, you're going to go back to being a poor homeless bitch. Now you might think, oh, his job is only to take care of the kids, but it's like, okay. Men can use it as a strategy to cheat, manipulate, and abuse you. And some men still do that within a relationship, because if you divorce him, you lose your lifestyle, the money, everything. For a lot of these women, they were with their men before they even became rich, so they helped him build up to who he was today, who he is. For example, I think about Amazon and Amazon, Microsoft, etc. Those people, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, etc. Their partners helped them build their career technically. They were there from the beginning, pretty much. You willingly chose to marry a woman that you knew was not rich. You upgraded her lifestyle to being what it is with you. How would it be fair for her to lose that lifestyle because she decided to leave you because you were cheating, you were unfaithful to her, and you treated her like trash? So as punishment for getting up and deciding, I don't want to be treated like shit anymore, it's fair for her to lose everything? Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not covering for women that do use men for the purpose of getting a bag. That ain't what I'm talking about. But I am saying the idea that we have inside of our mind that it's okay for men to use you for what they want. But as a woman, if you try to use a man for what you want or need, you're crazy, you're psychotic, you're a bad person. That's what society teaches us. So like I said, as a woman, you're using your brain, well, okay, I need a place to stay. I do want to get married, I do want to have kids. Let me find a guy that'll take care of me. You're crazy for doing that. How dare you want that within a year, within a month, within a week, whatever. Not necessarily saying it's the best idea to do, but it does make sense. However, it's not crazy for a guy to expect for you to sleep with him, suck him sloppy and shit within 3 months. In fact, 3 months is too damn long, because I used to be the golden standard for dating a guy for 3 months before letting him hit it. Nowadays, people are having sex and, forget about a date. Y'all just slide in the DMs, say, I want to suck your pussy. Y'all eat it from the back. And y'all, go to McDonald's for a large fry and you're having sex in the car. That's like standard now, okay, right? That's okay. You don't think twice about that. But you will think twice, hey, letting the girl move in. And I get it's a much bigger commitment. But let's think about it. If you get that girl pregnant, that's a much bigger commitment. You can kick a hole out your house. She having your baby, you trapped for the rest of your life. It ain't no damn 18 years. You're a father for life. Even if that baby dies or anything else happens, you will always be a dad. You always have some sort of attachment to that woman and that child. Whether you want to or not, she's your child's mother. If you got an STD, same thing. That's not more risky and dangerous than living with someone? And we're not talking about the hypothetical, crazy scenarios. We're talking about realistic shit. It is very common for people to get pregnant after having sex. It's also very common for people to get an STD after having sex with a partner. Especially a new partner at that. And let's face it, most of y'all are not using protection. Just keeping it real. So again, why do we have that double standard? It's okay when it benefits a man, but if it doesn't benefit a man, then it's bad. And that goes to the whole sexual attraction thing. People have started to demonize the idea of a woman wanting to go after a man that has money, a man that is financially stable, especially a rich man. God forbid you want a rich man. That makes you an awful, horrible, terrible, gold digger, manipulative, using, whatever you want to call it, ass bitch. You're a bad person. How dare you care about his career and money? You should love him for who he is, right? But as a man, it's okay. You will only go after the baddest bitches. You only like girls that are, this weight, this body type, this height, this hair color, this skin complexion, etc. You like the prettiest bitches. That's who you want. That's totally fine. We can't judge that. That's totally normal for you as a man. It totally makes sense. It's okay. Even although looks are the most unfair thing in the world. And I'm not against the idea. I'm playing devil's advocate with you. Okay? Looks are completely unfair. Because either you are born attractive or you are born fucking ugly. You don't have a choice. You can get surgery on everything else, but your DNA remains the same. When you have children, they'll get your same ugly DNA traits that you had before you alter yourself. Not to mention, let's keep it real. Most people that get surgery done does not make you look a gazillion times better. Okay, it does not. It slightly enhances your appearance for most people. You're not going to go from being a 0 to being a 10. It just doesn't happen like that. It doesn't. It literally enhances you. You're not going to get a complete, body, whatever fucking change. If that were the case, there would be a lot more surgery getting done, and there would also be a lot more attractive people. And there are not. Despite all the surgeries in the world that are going on, all of the filters, all of the makeup tricks, most people that get this stuff done, you still would not consider them to be a 10. Look at all of these female rappers and, celebrities and something the other that have had these surgeries done. We ain't talking about rating their booty on a scale of 1 to 10. Cause shoot, even with these fake ass from these rich ass millionaires, they don't even have booties on that are a 10 on that scale. But we talking about overall appearance, just being cute or not. They can't achieve that. Why? Because even surgery cannot. It enhances what you already have. If you were ugly before, you're not going to go to being beautiful. It can make a pretty girl look beautiful, but it's not going to make no ugly girl be, a 10. You're not going to be on Beyonce level type stuff from getting some plastic surgery done. Just keeping it real with you. So with that said, not to mention that beauty fades. Your pockets do not. In fact, over time, your money, if you're doing things the right way, it grows with time. Anybody can make money. You don't have to be lucky and find some sort of $1 million, niche product, whatever idea. Literally, a hack for being rich is just going to university. Get a white collar job. It requires dedication and studying. But you don't have to be rich, but I don't have money to go to school. There's tons of scholarships. In fact, being poor is actually an advantage for going to university. There's scholarships for you. There's financial aid for you. Pretty much you get a free ride, especially if you took school seriously. You can get school paid for 100%. I know plenty of people that have gone to school, plenty, with $1 million scholarships, okay? Poor people that I was friends with. Personally, no, not that friend of a friend of a friend. No, literally, like my friend that I knew and grew up with. They went to school with a multi-million-dollar scholarship. Okay? Not just one person. So yes, there's so many opportunities for you to go to school. And forget about just being a millionaire. You can make good money, like just making $100K, $200K, etc. Doctor, lawyer, shoot, even being a nurse. There's so many different things you can do to get money in the United States alone. It ain't that damn hard. It actually makes a lot more sense to judge people based off of their finances and career, because anybody can get that. Don't make poor decisions that end up putting you inside of prison and getting you in trouble with the law. Go to school. Simple. You have money and now you got bitches too. Whereas for women, nope, it doesn't work that way. You can be a size 0 or find the ideal size 4, 6, 8, whatever the fuck you think you need to be. 5'2" but ugly in the face, and it doesn't make a difference, because if you're not attractive to men, they will not spend their money on you. They will not date you. They might use you as a as a cream pie cum hole, okay? But they're not gonna be chasing after you in droves. It's not gonna work that way. Men will fuck anything that has a pussy. So don't get me wrong. Yeah, you're always gonna have men that are gonna be on you that want you, but men that you want, men of value, those type of guys. Nope. It's unfair if you think about it. But again, this isn't the topic that I'm trying to have. I'm simply saying that, we've been taught that because money benefits you as a woman, because really, even that benefits men. Do men not spend money? And what do men spend money on? They spend money on attracting bitches, okay? Let me say that nicely. Let me not call women bitches. They spend that money on getting women, attracting women. And what do women want? Money. What do men want? Money. It benefits both of you. Why do women care about their appearance? Is it because women like to look pretty and cute? Yeah, true. But why do we like to look pretty and cute? Because we want to attract men. And we want other women to feel jealous of the men that we attract. So we compete with other girls, show what type of men we can get that they cannot get. That's what it's all about. It's only bad when it's deemed as not benefiting men. That's what the real issue is. So, you moving in with the guy, presumably he's going to be paying everything. He gets no privacy to cheat on you. So now it's bad, it makes you crazy. But a man wanted to have sex wanting you to suck his dick after a couple of dates. If even a couple of dates. Because most men, they want on the first date, but fine, the average guy draws it at 3. I go out with you 3 times and you ain't finna suck me sloppy yet, then bitch, I'm done. And these same men might not even give you head back or make you come. They're worried about getting themselves off, and that's it. As a woman, you can't even do that. You have to immediately think that when you have sex as a woman, you automatically know that you have to make this man come. In rare circumstances, a man will be satisfied without having an orgasm with you. Rare circumstances. It's expected. You do not make him come, you are deemed as a bad sexual partner, and he probably will not be calling you up again. As a woman, let's keep it real, ladies. Most of the relationships we've been in, we did not have an orgasm with those guys. We continued to date them, we still loved them, we're still crazy about him, and everything else. No, it's not because we don't like sex and we have a low drive or we're not genetically what. No. We've just been taught to put ourselves second in life and in society, so we don't care about it. We've been taught, get a toy, finger yourself, use your good old vibey, your best friend. That's what we've been taught. So, I'm done. I went on ranting about this for a long time. It just, bothered me. That's okay, you're crazy for trying to take care of yourself and thinking, okay, I gotta do what I gotta do to take care of myself. I ain't got nowhere to stay. And if I don't date this guy, it's unfortunate to be in a situation like that, but I'm keeping it real. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, I pressed my remote on the Chrome. But yes, okay, you're crazy for, let me move this, you're crazy for trying to take care of yourself and trying to find yourself, basically give yourself a place to stay. Thinking about your future and I'm not gonna have anywhere to live at if I don't date this guy and move in with him, and that's not an ideal situation to be in. I am not saying that's a good thing, but I'm keeping it real with you and saying I've been there before, more than once, sadly. In fact, I'll be honest with you all, my life was so messed up. I remember the first time that I tried to live with a guy, I think I was 16 or 17 years old, and yeah, that's not good. And I let me just make it a step worse. Excuse me, I posted an ad on Craigslist. And it scared me, because actually, I think that was my first experience with legitimate racism. I had white guys messaging me, whatever, saying type of rude stuff about me. I forgot what they're saying, but basically implying that I was a welfare queen or whatever. And mind you, I wasn't even a legal adult, but I lied about my age. I forgot what I said I was. But I think I did say I was 18, even though I wasn't 18. And I didn't realize how much of an obsession there was with barely legal women, basically teenagers. We're not going to get into that conversation right now, but I'm just explaining to you, you never know what people are really going through. And then, as far as the mental health part goes, a lot of people are inside of abusive relationships and circumstances. They're desperate. They'll do anything that they can to get out of their situation. So, again, don't be so judgmental. When women are trying to do this, a lot of them, it's for a reason, and it's not a good reason. It's normally, like I said, because they don't have a place to stay. They're in a bad, living circumstance, and or they've been dealing with abuse. This is all they've known. They being in a relationship where they feel they have, what do they call it? What is it called? Dependency? I forgot the word for it. But basically, where you need to be in a relationship, and I've definitely been there myself. Shit, I'm not gonna lie. I feel that way right fucking now. I like being in a relationship. And I've literally had to train myself to learn how to be by myself, because it is hard, especially when you've always grown up being abused and being neglected and feeling left out. You start to chase and thrive, and not thrive. You tend to chase after and desperately want to be in a committed relationship to someone. In fact, forget about the committed part. You just want to know that there's somebody that will consistently be there for you. You're afraid of being abandoned, you have abandonment issues. And so even if that person is treating you like trash, you just feel happy because, hey, at least he comes home to me at night type thing. So again, it's not good, but I'm explaining to you where people are coming from, because people are just so freaking mean and judgmental, and everyone just thinks you're a gold digger, you're a bad person, whatever. And it's no, these people are going through something. And even with the name calling, you're crazy, you're psychotic, whatever, it's okay, maybe how about you help them instead of being rude? We don't make fun of alcoholics, you're a drunk or you're a loser. Well, we'd understand that that's not okay, so why don't we understand and sympathize for people that have addictions to relationships, because that's a real issue too. And again, it normally comes from extreme trauma as well, going through crap that you went through when you were a child, or even as an adult. People have traumatic experiences. People need somebody to be with, to be close to, etc. So, and again, just like a man, yes, women can also go to school and get careers and get degrees, etc., to pull themselves out of their situations too. But let's also be real, it's also difficult to pull yourself up when you have no support. It's easy to go to school when you have a family, etc., to live with, but when you have nowhere to stay, trying to go to school without a roof over your head is not really a doable thing now, is it? It's pretty hard to do. So there's so many levels, so many layers to all of this. All I gotta say is this: let's stop with the double standards. If we can accept men expecting, and not saying that this is okay, but I'm just saying to help you all out here, if we can accept the fact that it's okay for men to ask for, not just ask for it, demand. Because when you don't give it to them, see, men have more respect for themselves. They know when to walk away. Women don't. Women will compromise and change their plans. This is why we have all these women with this, I'm fucking because I want to, instead of acknowledging the fact, no, you're being used by men and you're desperate. That's really going on. Because you're really fucking because you want to for the fun of it, you have a lot more orgasms on your list. You'd be making a lot less, crybaby, angry statuses or videos, etc. You'd be talking about how, great and wonderful your sex life is, and you're not. I know that I don't. I date men all the time. You know what I normally talk about? I complain about, how, they try to use you. I'm not happy about it. And that's also why I stopped fucking people, too. Like, nope, you gotta earn that for me. You gotta spend money, pay for dates, buy me gifts, then we can talk about that. I gotta, weed you out. I've learned my lesson. I messed up in my early 20s. I ain't had no damn guidance. So, forgot I was even getting there with you all. All I gotta say is this. We understand the men, like I said 1,000,000 times. They want it right away. They're not called crazy for it. We might call them, a dog or act like they're better, but we understand. And the overall consensus is, boys will be boys, they're men, they want sex. But as a woman, the idea that you want to do what, feminine women want to do, which is, build a life together, create a home, take care of a man, play wifey, be sexy for him, etc., then you're crazy. You're moving way too fast. But it's not moving way too fast for me to drop my panties and suck your dick and, ride you until the sun comes up. That's not crazy to do on a first date. It's not crazy to do within a week. Definitely not within a month. That's totally acceptable. And let's also keep it real. People oftentimes talk about, a week, month, whatever. That time frame should completely change depending on how much time you're spending together. Dating somebody for 1 month but only seeing them once a week or twice a month is not the same as dating somebody for a month and being with them every single day. It's a big difference. That's another reason why people, moving in together escalates the breakup process. Yeah, because you're spending a lot more time together than you previously were. It's not just a matter of no privacy and sharing everything and finding issues that you have with the way you do stuff, but you're also, you're spending more time together. So normally you probably saw each other maybe, 2 to 4 hours per month, and now you're seeing each other literally almost 24/7. You are spending hundreds of hours per month together. That's a big difference, okay? Likewise, you don't have arguments with your friends as much as you do with your family growing up as a child. I can't speak for adults, as a child. And the reason being is, when you are a child, you're with your siblings and your mom and dad way more often, for most people, than you are with your best friend. Why? Because you live with your siblings. You sleep together, you spend your weekends together, and pretty much whenever you're together, it's free time. Even when you have school together with your best friends, you're doing classwork. You don't have time to actually talk and hang out and play, besides recess and a few moments before and after class and talking when you shouldn't be. Okay? So with that said, there's a lot more opportunity and chance for you to fight and argue and bicker with your siblings and your parents than you do with your classmates. Okay? Well, this is pretty much the exact same thing. So that trash excuse is garbage. And again, all of this fear-mongering, getting married, whatever, this and the other. Everything that we do as a society, it's all based on how it makes men feel. And there's a lot of women now projecting, preaching, trying to be a pick-me about how, I don't love men for money. Yeah, I'm okay with work. And it's okay. If you want to work, go ahead. I know that I want to work too, but it's because I truly want to. A lot of women say that, but what they're really getting at is they recognize the fact I have to be politically correct and I have to pretend like it's totally normal to have a full-time job and I have a man that's making $30,000 yet less a year than I am. Like, we've just gotten to the point, we're just settling at this point. It's the truth. So, I just find it really funny how people want women to do whatever's in favor of men. Men are attracted to looks, so we have to be attracted to looks. Men think it should be enough to look good. They look good, smell good, you should love them. No, you gotta be able to provide. You said, then they faint and freak out, and then you just asking for them to provide makes them suddenly say, well, if I gotta provide, you gotta be a 10. So asking you to be masculine as a man and do what a man is supposed to do, provide, protect, and take care of his family, now that suddenly means that I have to be the best looking woman in the world in order for you to be willing to do that. I'm not talking about dating a millionaire. That makes sense. Somebody's a millionaire, billionaire, whatever. He can afford to get the best of the best. I understand that. But sorry, you're making a measly 100K, 200K. Like, For most people, that's not enough to be able to demand whatever you want from a woman. And forget about just getting the best looking girls. They want the best looking women, the youngest women, with no children, and they want you to be faithful to him while he cheats on you. So, that's all on the topic. We're finna talk about that. Sorry, my nose is stuffy. But yeah, I'm through. I feel sorry for that girl. And again, like, I'm sorry I insulted her, but I gotta keep it real. She did come off as a little bit crazy in her video. Not to contradict myself. I don't know if she was doing it for TikTok or what it was all about, but I will admit she did appear to have some issues going on. But instead of clowning her for them, let's acknowledge the fact that she's probably acting crazy or, whatever, because she has issues going on. Not to mention, her requesting the man to live with him is not crazy either, because let's think about it. He allowed her to, okay? Like, she didn't break into his house. Even if it was her idea, he went along with it. So it's okay when the man decides, oh yeah, you can move in. But it's not okay for you to suggest it. And we don't judge the man for letting you do it. We judge you for moving in. And it's okay with that man until you all break up. So at first, yeah, he might say, oh, I didn't really want to, but I decided to anyway to make her happy. He didn't complain about it, though, until they break up. Then after you break up, then all of a sudden, you're a psycho, you're this, that, and the other. All these bad things about you. It's like, okay, but you weren't saying that when I was sucking your dick, were you? Okay, interesting. And again, men want wifey behavior, but they don't want to make you a wife. Blowjobs, having somebody ride your dick, sex, period, is for wives. You don't want a wife, so you shouldn't be getting sex. Oh, you don't like that idea, though. But then as a woman, it's like, okay, well, if I'm going to be fucking you, then I want to be at least treated like a wife if you're not going to sign the legal documents. And you're like, whoa, slow down, bitch. That's how y'all act towards it. How is that fair? So, whatever, I'm done. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Am I in the wrong? Do you hear what I'm trying to say? So, yeah. I'm through with all of this crap. Dating sucks. I'm glad I have a boyfriend, but I'm just keeping it real. Like, it's hard out here to date. It is very difficult. It's very, very biased. And yeah, I mean, it's it's funny how people don't even women don't realize, because I even saw a status from a woman, I forgot what it was. She was talking about body counts. I'll make another video on that. But she's talking about having X amount of sexual partners within a year. It's crazy. And so while she left the tweet was gender neutral. Let's keep it real. She's really referring to women having that, body count. But I'm thinking like, okay, so nobody bats an eye if a man fucks 50 bitches. But if a woman does that, then you're, in a year. Which the year part was stupid too. It's like, okay, so it's alright to have, 50 partners over the course of a lifetime. But if you do it within a certain time frame, then it's bad. Why does it matter if you're going to stop at the same number anyway? So let's also keep it real. The reason why people do it is because there's shitty partners out there. But we're going to talk about all of this stuff later on. Let me just say that myself. I can even throw this in to end this video on that topic. I would even say for myself, I know I have a high body count, and the reason being is not because I just love sex and I'm fucking everybody. No, it's because I was young, dumb, stupid, and was constantly being tricked and manipulated by men who tricked me into believing that they were different from the previous guy and they really wanted a relationship with me, and I stupidly did stuff that I didn't feel comfortable doing. Yep, that's the reason why. But that excuse isn't good enough. You're a slut, you're a whore, you're a bad person for saying that. But it's like, okay, like, men aren't bad for tricking and manipulating you to get what they want out of you, but you're bad for taking the bait and now you become a slut and a whore. Not to mention, a lot of girls, they get turned out and go a little crazy after fucking people. I know I definitely did a little bit. After you go through all of that crap, you go through like a villain phase. Like, fuck everybody. I'm gonna, use and manipulate men back. You want to act like how men did. And a lot of girls end up, raising that count up even higher and whatever. And this whole count thing is dumb too. Because we've already gotten to the bottom of this. Unless you're doing some porn star type shit where you all are shoving Coke Zero, 2 liters or 3 liters up your poo pop, your pussy is not going to get stretched out. It don't matter how big their dick is or how many people you fucking. That's not the way that sex works. The size of your vahuda is genetics. Let's keep it real. Women do have different sized vaginas, and the inside of your vagina does feel differently. Let's just keep it real. It does. There's a difference from woman to woman. However, having sex with multiple partners does not change the elasticity of your poo pop, okay? That's not the way that works. Your yum yum is still going to be the same. It's a muscle. It stretches, it contracts, it comes back to how it was. That's not the way that it goes. When you're effing dudes, you're not giving birth to babies, okay? That's not the way that works down there. Unless you were having some, Lord Shomaru dildos and crap shoved up your poo pop, it ain't finna get shut, it ain't finna get stretched out like how these guys be make it up and shit. It's not the way that it works. And for these men who watch, you know what video so much, they should know this. It takes training to get your butt and your poo pop to even get to that level where it's all stretched out in hallway like, etc. The wetness, the dryness, the hallway, whatever type like hoo-has that you all have seen, is normally genetic based, health based. It has nothing to do with the amount of partners that you had. I know from personal experience, because I'll tell you this, not to get this video TMI, but one thing that people never say to me, sex has always been good with me, okay? You being tight down there, I would know, wink wink, has nothing to do with how many people you've been with. There are people that are total virgins who don't have tight pussies. It's genetics. It's the way that your body just naturally is. And don't don't forget, because a lot of people, I'm a virgin. It's like, okay, like you're a virgin, but y'all had oral sex before, and technically using toys doesn't take away your virginity, but I mean, you don't have a hymen anymore, but shoot, even using tampons and crap, but I don't use tampons. That's another story. TMI, I don't need to be all up my business. All I gotta say is this: doesn't change the way that your stuff is. So this dumb false idea that you have to have a few partners to keep your stuff tight and intact is also stupid, because that also would imply that having sex with the same person for an extended period of time would be the same result as you having 100 partners. Because let's keep it real, if you're dating just one person, if you've been dating for at least a year and you're young, you've probably effed each other more than 100 times within that year, or definitely within 2 years. Okay, if you're in your 20s, you have a boyfriend for 2 or 3 years, y'all have effed more than 100 times. So you telling me that every girl that's been in a 2-year relationship, and that's 22 years old, has a 10-inch, wide vahuha? Is that what you're trying to tell me? And I'm just talking about men. There's women that are going around preaching stuff too, where women think that they're better than another girl because they've had less partners, which is really dumb. So don't get me wrong, I'm not encouraging women to go around F people. I do think that's really dumb. Don't do that, ladies. It's not what I'm telling you to do. But I am saying that this is stupid. That we're literally echoing dumb, false information from men. So, now I'm done. That will be a separate video. I'll talk about that later on and dig into more detail on that. But I've already pretty much said what I want to say about it right now. So, that's it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave me a like. If you have not already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Leave a comment, like I said. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Comic95. I have a Snapchat and TikTok at Comic the Savior. I have a Facebook fan page at Comic95 the Savior and a blog at Comic95.com. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for watching, and I hope you'll watch another video. Bye!